Welcome back. This week, we're diving into a huge shift happening in enterprise tech. We're talking about moving past AI that just thinks to an AI that actually acts, and you'll see how the alliances forming to make it all happen are changing the game at an absolutely incredible speed.
You know, if you were paying any attention to the big tech events this week, like Dreamforce, you couldn't miss it. All the buzz, all the investment, all the energy, it was all pointing in one single transformative direction.
And that direction is something called Agentic AI. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another buzzword, right? But stick with me, because this one is different. This is a fundamental change in what we're going to expect our technology to do for us.
So, let's break it down. We are officially stepping into a brand new era. We're moving beyond the kind of AI that can just chat with you or analyze some data to a whole new kind of AI that can actually take action and get things done.
So what exactly is it? Well, as we saw in the new partnership between Genesys and Scaled Cognition, Agentic AI is all about execution. It's powered by a new kind of model, a large action model, or LAM. The easiest way to think about it is this. A large language model, or LLM, understands and generates text, right? Well, a large action model understands and executes tasks inside complicated business systems. It doesn't just give you an answer, it takes that next step to fix the problem for you.
And man, this week the announcements were just flying. At its massive Dreamforce conference, Salesforce pulled the curtain back on its new AI agent capabilities. And this isn't some far-off concept. Huge customers like Williams-Sonoma are already putting these agents to work to help out their customer service teams.
And hey, this isn't just about the fancy software you see on the screen. The whole infrastructure underneath is having to evolve. NetApp, for instance, just launched a brand new data platform that's built from the ground up for what it calls mission-critical agentic applications. Basically, they're making sure the data foundation is solid enough for this new world of AI that acts.
And then you've got Zoho, who's baking these capabilities right into their suite of apps. The goal here is simple, but it's a big deal. Automate all that routine stuff so that people, you and me, can focus on the strategic, high-value work that actually matters. This is Agentic AI going totally mainstream.
Okay, but here's the thing. Building this stuff, these incredibly smart, action-taking systems, is not a one-company show. And that leads us right into our second big theme this week, the explosion of strategic partnerships that are needed to build this smarter future.
This quote from DataBond's chief product officer just hits the nail on the head. By combining two different strengths, Wiz's security smarts and DataBond's AI pipeline, they give security teams, in his words, the clarity to focus on what matters. It's all about creating a whole that's greater than the sum of its parts. And this trend was absolutely everywhere, across the entire tech stack. You've got companies like Azure and Cast AI teaming up to slash cloud costs. Down at the infrastructure level, giants like NetApp and Cisco are doubling down on their partnership to build the foundations for AI. And to make the AI agents themselves smarter, you see Canata partnering with Service Performance Insight to feed them critical industry data. It's happening at every level.
Right. So you've got this cool new tech, you've got all these partnerships, and you know what follows that, right? The money. Which brings us to our third theme, the cash and the momentum that prove this isn't just talk. This stuff is creating enormous business value.
Let's just start with a number that's going to make your jaw drop. $17.3 billion. That is the incredible new valuation for the global HR company Deal. Just let that sink in.
And that valuation? It's not just pulled out of thin air. It's backed by a fresh $300 million funding round. That is a massive vote of confidence from some of the smartest investors out there who are seeing some serious growth on the horizon.
But momentum, it's not just about these giant funding rounds. Take a look at Workday. They're putting their money where their mouth is, investing 175 million euros in a new AI center in Dublin. That's creating 200 highly specialized jobs. And at the same time, they've blown past 650 customers in higher education. That's a real investment and real customer adoption happening all at once.
And just to circle back on Deal for a second, this timeline shows you exactly why they're worth that much. They've rocketed past $1 billion in annual recurring revenue. And get this, they've been profitable for 3 straight years. And just last month, they hit their first ever $100 million revenue month. That is what you call sustainable hypergrowth.
Okay, so we've got the tech, the alliances, the money, but what does this stuff actually do? What does it look like in the real world? Let's take a look at how this all comes together, everywhere from a factory floor to the back of an ambulance.
Check out this example. It's incredible. It's literally a matter of life and death. The Northern Ireland Ambulance Service is using these new, rugged tablets. Paramedics can create a digital patient record right there in the field, and critical data, we're talking even ECGs, get beamed to the hospital in real time. That means the emergency room is ready and waiting before the ambulance even pulls up. It saves precious time, and it absolutely saves lives.
And here's another fantastic before and after story. Knox Company said their old way of doing financial planning was like the Wild West of spreadsheets. We've all been there, right? Well, after bringing in Planful, forecasts that used to take them days now take minutes. And listen to this, their entire 2025 plan was finalized after one single review meeting. That's just a crazy leap in efficiency.
And the impact just keeps spreading, right? It's hitting every industry. In manufacturing, you've got Stadler using automation to slash production times. And in the public sector, the government of India is moving over 1 million employees to modern collaboration tools, which is a massive upgrade for security and just getting work done on a huge scale.
All right, so after a week just jam-packed with news, new AI, new partnerships, crazy money flying around, what's the big picture here? What's the real takeaway for the future of how we all work?
It really comes down to 3 key things we saw this week. First, AI is getting active. It's moving from just thinking to actually doing. Second, collaboration is king. No one can build this future alone. It takes deep partnerships. And third, real-world value is what's driving all this incredible investment and growth.
And that leaves us with a really big question to chew on, doesn't it? As these powerful AI agents really start to act for us, not just give us advice, what does that mean for our own jobs? What are the uniquely human tasks that are going to become even more valuable in a world full of automated action? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.